All right. So have you ever been in a situation where like you're listening to someone speaking English really fast
Yeah,
and it just
absolutely.
sounds like total nonsense to you?
Yeah,
It's like they're speaking a completely different language, right?
totally.
Yeah.
It's a very common
That's what we're diving into today.
answer.
We're going to crack the code on why fast English
Yeah.
can sound so incomprehensible. And we've actually
Yeah.
got this super interesting podcast script that we found that dives into this exact problem.
Right.
We're going to break down what they said.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I think the first thing to understand is that like
Yeah.
native speakers, they don't really speak like the textbooks.
Right. They don't. They definitely don't. You're absolutely right. They use all sorts of shortcuts and tricks.
Like what kind of shortcuts?
Well, so there's the obvious one, like contractions, which,
Yeah.
we all know wanna instead of want to, but
Yeah.
there's like a million of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then there's linking, which is how sounds connect at the end of one word and the beginning of the next. Like, so what are you doing? Becomes something like, what are you doing?
Right.
And then there's reductions where words get even shorter.
Reductions, yeah.
Like gonna for going to.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm going to go to the store.
Exactly.
It comes, I'm going to go to the store.
It's just like compressed English,
Right.
basically.
Right.
And what's really fascinating is that our brains actually do this automatically.
What do you mean?
Well, as we become fluent in a language, our brains actually start to automate a lot of these phonetic changes for efficiency.
Oh, wow.
So native speakers aren't consciously thinking, oh, I'm going to link these sounds or I'm going to drop this syllable. It just happens.
That's so cool. Like it's like second nature.
Exactly. It becomes like second nature.
So it's not like they're intentionally trying to make it difficult for us.
No, not at all. It's just how the language naturally flows.
So like this podcast we were looking at,
Yeah.
they had this really cool example where they suggested comparing like a clip of fast speech from like a show like Friends
Okay, love friend.
and then compare that to like a news anchor.
Right.
It's a huge difference, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the news anchor is going to be speaking very clearly and deliberately.
Right, exactly.
While the Friends characters are going to be much more casual and fast-paced.
And this is like the same in any language, I think. Like even in my native language, if you listen to like a news broadcast versus like how I talk to my friends, it's totally different.
It's a different world, and it really highlights how context and purpose influence how we speak.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, okay, we kind of get why fast English sounds the way it does, but
Yeah.
like, what can we actually do about it?
Right. Well, the good news is there are some practical things you can do to train your ears to understand fast English.
Oh, really? Like what?
So this podcast script we were talking about,
Yeah.
they have these 3 5-minute daily drills that they recommend.
5 minutes a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just 5 minutes a day can make a big difference.
Okay, like that already.
So the first one is called the 1.5x speed hack.
Okay, what's that?
So basically you listen to a short piece of spoken English,
Okay.
like a podcast or a news report
Mm-hmm.
at its normal speed. Then you immediately listen to the same section sped up to 1.5 times the normal speed.
1.5 times. Okay.
And then finally you go back and listen at the regular speed again.
So like normal speed, fast speed, normal speed.
Exactly.
Like that happens.
It's amazing how well this works.
How well?
Because by briefly exposing your brain to the faster speech,
Oh.
even if you don't understand everything,
Okay.
it kind of recalibrates your auditory processing speed.
Mm.
So when you return to the normal pace, it suddenly feels much slower and clearer.
Oh, wow. Like tricking your brain.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
you've given your brain a little workout so the regular speed feels like a breeze.
Okay, I like that.
It's like when athletes train with weights, when they take the weights off.
They can run faster.
Exactly. They feel lighter and faster.
Okay, I can see how that would work.
Yeah. And then the second drill is to transcribe short audio clips.
Ooh, transcribing. Okay.
Yeah. So you choose a short clip,
Oy.
maybe like 10 seconds long.
10 seconds.
Yeah. And then you listen very carefully and try to write down exactly what you hear, even if it sounds like gibberish at first.
Got it.
And then the crucial step is to check your transcription against subtitles or a transcript if you can find one.
So you can see like where you messed up.
Exactly. You'll be surprised by how different the spoken words sound compared to how you might expect them to be pronounced.
Okay, I'm actually kind of curious to try this.
Yeah, it's a really good exercise.
Like, where would I even find a 10-second clip?
Oh, there's tons of places, like YouTube comments,
Oh.
or like short clips from vlogs or interviews.
Oh!
You want real unscripted speech for this one.
Right, okay, cool.
And then the third drill is to focus on chunks of meaning.
Chunks of meaning.
So instead of trying to catch every single word,
which is impossible.
Which can be overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
You train yourself to listen for key phrases or chunks of information
Okay.
that carry the main meaning.
Right.
Like, you know, even if you miss some of the little grammatical words, you can often still get the gist of what's being said.
So like an example.
Yeah, so the podcast gave this example. I was mumble about going to mumble, but then mumble rain.
I can understand that.
Right. Even though there are some missing pieces, you still get the main point.
Yeah, the rain stopped them.
Exactly.
They were going to go somewhere, but the rain stopped them.
Our brains are actually really good at filling in the gaps.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Once we have the core elements,
So it's like a puzzle.
it is like a puzzle.
You just got to find the right pieces.
Exactly.
Okay, these drills sound pretty doable.
They are. And you know what else this podcast talked about?
What?
These secret pronunciation rules that native speakers use.
Ooh, secret rules.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So they're not really secret, but they're these natural phonetic tendencies
Right.
that happen when we speak fluently.
So like what?
Well, one is called intrusion,
It's intrusion.
where an extra sound is kind of inserted between two words
Okay.
to make the transition smoother.
Hmm.
Like a classic example is saying, I like apples.
Yeah.
It often sounds like, I like apples,
I like apples.
with a little tuss sound between like and apples.
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, it's like your tongue is anticipating the next sound.
Yeah.
And then there's elision, which is the opposite.
Elision. Okay.
It's the dropping of sounds, usually consonants,
Okay.
that might be difficult to pronounce in quick succession.
So like what's an example of that?
Like internet often becomes internet.
Internet. Yeah, I hear that one a lot.
Yeah. The tent just disappears.
Makes sense. It's faster to say.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency.
Efficiency. Right.
And then there's the schwa sound.
The schwa. What's that?
So this is the most common vowel sound in English.
Really? I've never even heard of it.
It's everywhere. It's this very short, unstressed sound, and it often replaces other vowel sounds in unstressed syllables,
You mean example?
like the word banana.
Okay, banana.
It's not banana.
Right.
It's more like bunano.
Bunano.
Okay.
Yeah. Recognizing the schwa can be a game changer for understanding fast speech.
So it's like the lazy vowel.
It's like a lazy vowel.
The schwa. Okay. I'm going to start listening for that one.
You'll start hearing it everywhere.
So all these things are happening at the same time.
Often, yes. It's like a multi-layered phonetic symphony.
A symphony of sounds.
Exactly.
Okay, when this podcast gave a good example to like illustrate all of this.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
They said, try saying, what do you want to do? Really fast.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Like super fast.
What do you want to do?
Exactly.
There it is.
It all just melts together, right?
All those processes happening at once.
Wow. That's crazy. But you know what's interesting is that even native English speakers sometimes mishear each other when someone's speaking quickly.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It happens all the time. We have to ask, wait, what did you say?
So it's not just us.
It's not just you. It's everyone.
Okay. It makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in good company.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about like fast English in general,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember that like not all native English speakers sound the same, right?
Oh, absolutely right.
Okay.
And this podcast brought up a good point.
What's that?
They use TV shows as examples.
Oh, okay.
So like you've got the Queen's English
Okay.
that you might hear in shows like The Crown,
Right.
which is very precise and proper.
Very proper.
Then you've got American slang,
Okay.
like you might hear in a sitcom like Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Love that show.
which is more informal and can sound faster, even if the words themselves aren't that reduced.
Right.
And then there's like this distinct Australian speed.
Oh, yeah. Aussies talk fast.
They do. It's very quick and fluid.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Even in a kid's cartoon,
Right.
Bluey.
Bluey.
Yeah, the characters talk so fast.
That's a good point. So it's like different flavors of English.
It is. It's a reminder that English is so diverse. And to get better at understanding fast English, we need to expose ourselves to all these different accents.
Absolutely. The more you listen to different accents and speaking styles, the easier it will be to understand fast English.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the podcast had this great homework assignment.
Ooh, homework.
They suggested watching a short scene from a TV show with subtitles,
Okay.
then watch the same scene again without subtitles,
All right.
and then try to repeat some of the dialogue yourself.
Repeat it. Okay.
Yeah, paying attention to the rhythm and flow.
So I can like internalize it.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a good one. I like that.
This is a really good exercise.
So we've talked about training our ears and understanding these pronunciation rules.
Mm-hmm.
But what about like using technology to help us?
Right. Well, technology can definitely be a huge help.
In what way?
Well, first of all, there's the playback speed control on platforms like YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You can slow down the playback speed to like 0.75x.
0.75.
Okay. Which can make a big difference when you're trying to decipher fast dialogue.
It's like giving your brain a break.
Exactly. It gives
Okay.
your brain a little extra time to process the sounds.
Okay.
And then there's Otter.ai.
Otter.ai.
It's a transcription service that can transcribe audio in real time.
Oh, wow.
In real time. Yeah.
That's
So you can record a meeting or a lecture or even just a conversation
right.
and then review the transcript later at your own pace.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm.
Like no more frantic note-taking.
Exactly. It can be a lifesaver.
And is Otter.ai free?
It has a free version.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
And then there's an app called ALSA.
Will S Speak,
ALSA Speak.
which is designed to help you improve your own pronunciation.
Oh, yeah.
So while it doesn't directly address listening comprehension,
Right.
by becoming more familiar with the correct pronunciation of words
Okay.
and the natural rhythms of English,
Mm-hmm.
you might find it easier to recognize those sounds when others use them quickly.
Oh, I see. So like the more I practice speaking,
Exactly.
the better I'll be at
It's
listening.
all connected.
Yeah.
And, for anyone who's in a lot of online meetings,
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams has a live captions feature,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
which can be super helpful.
I use that sometimes even when I understand what people are saying.
Yeah, it's a great accessibility feature,
For sure.
and it can be a huge help for language learners, too.
Definitely. All right, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
From why fast English sounds the way it does to these drills and tech tools.
Mm-hmm.
But this podcast we were talking about,
Yeah.
they had a really cool challenge for listeners.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
So the challenge is to find an English song that you love
Okay.
and then try to identify 3 lines that you've always had trouble understanding. Write down those lines and then look up the lyrics online.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm,
I bet there'll be some surprises.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And they're encouraging people to share their discoveries with the hashtag English Confidence Challenge.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun to see what people come up with.
So the big takeaway from all of this is that understanding fast English is like a muscle.
Right?
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
You got to train it.
Exactly. And on that note,
Yeah.
on our next deep dive, we're going to be talking about how to stop translating in your head.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we're going to explore how to think directly in English.
Looking forward to that.
Me too. And we'll leave you with this thought from the podcast. English isn't fast.
Okay.
Your brain just needs a faster processor.
I like that.
Thanks so much for diving deep with us today.
It's been fun.
See you next time.